Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Penny. This is Pod Popper's Place, and today I am working with Kendra's Card Challenge number 18. Today we're featuring super sponsor Biddy Penny. Biddy Penny sent me these papers, 4 Seasons pack and also the Easter Blessings pack, and each pack comes with 24 double-sided sheets of 6x8, so they are large. If you are a 5x7 card designer, then these have plenty of room for you to create with, or also if you like to do journaling, or if you also like to do scrapbooking. So they do have some very large designs, which makes it nice and versatile. And here I'm displaying which ones I'm going to use for my cards today. I'm going to be creating 3 cards for you. The first card, I am using the Rainforest Refuge, and I found some matching cardstock in my stack, and I am just going to rough up the edges of the background just to kind of give it, just some more interest here. I am using card sketch number 13, however, I am going to be turning it vertically from its original horizontal design. I decided to use a black marker to darken the edges of the paper because the white was standing out against all these dark, beautiful colors, and I didn't want that to be a distraction. So I just go ahead and do that around all of the different paper layers that had the white edges showing. Even though the background layer did not call for one of the pattern pieces of paper to be used, I decided to go ahead and use that so that I could show off some of this gorgeous paper by Biddy Penny. And then I am also changing up the layering a little bit. The layer that's going to be on top of the angled piece is going to be the left-sided one rather than the right-sided one. So I'm just kind of flipping that back and forth, and then I've turned it vertically. If you have not heard of Kendra's card challenges before, we welcome you and hope that you will join in on the challenge. To participate, you only need to become a free member of Kendra's Patreon, and when you do that, then you will have access to the free PDF file that will give you all of the sketches for you to create your own set of 18 cards and submit them in the InLinkz party for each month that the sketches are available for that quarter, and then you will have a chance to win prizes from some of our wonderful sponsors, including Biddy Penny. To officially enter the contest and to be eligible to win prizes, you just need to upload one photo containing all 18 cards to the link party for the month. There is a special one for each of the month, and they don't open until the first of the month. So right now, the only one that is available is for the month of May. And then you can also share your photos and videos of your card creations on social media using the hashtags Kendra's Card Challenge 18 and hashtag KCC 18, as well as there is a Facebook page for Kendra's Card Challenge as well that you can join and share your photos there as well. Because there are quite a few layers on this card, I am using some extra scraps of black cardstock to tuck behind these layers so that they will sit nice and flat as I stack them up. So it does become a little bit of a thicker card than some of my usual ones, but I did want to make sure that it was laying nice and flat and would be really sturdy and wouldn't get all bent up because of the different layering. When I turn this horizontally, I think you can see easily what card sketch I was going for. And then I decided to add a little bit of a sentiment. It just says, "Love you." It is rather dark. The colors are kind of hard to see here on camera. However, I do go back and add some embellishments later that help highlight the sentiment a little bit better. For my next card, I'm going to be using some of the beautiful papers from the 4 Seasons pack and one of the beautiful images of a girl and make that my center focal point on this card. I am also going to make this card sketch, which is card sketch number 4, a vertical card instead of a horizontal card. And right now I'm just going to cut out the center of this paper so that I can use it as a layering piece for my top image as well. And I did find this in my stash, and it also matches the paper really well, so I was really happy that I was able to match the cardstock that Biddy Penny has with so much of the cardstock I already have on hand. Somehow I do make a slight error here. I don't know if I read the numbers wrong or if I was just off on my measurements a little bit, but I cut the layering piece a little bit short, and so I needed to go in and I had to trim off just a little bit off of the girl so that she would fit on there properly with a good amount of border around her. So I was able to do that without changing the image at all, and I did cut it from the bottom so that you can't tell that any of it was taken off, and I didn't change the top area there. I'm going to use this other piece of Betty Penny paper, and I'm just going to use it as my little strip down the center side there as it shows in the sketch. And I wanted to layer it. It doesn't call for a layering piece, but I just wanted it to stand out a little bit more. And so I'm using this glitter washi tape piece, and I put it down, but then I realized that it was kind of off to the one side too far, and it wasn't straight either. So sometimes washi tape being not super sticky is actually quite helpful. So I took it off and I made it closer to the center area where it should be, and then I glued on this other strip. And I did have some issues because this is glitter paper on the washi tape, and so things just don't stick to it as well. I thought I had let it dry enough, but as you will see, I did not let it dry long enough and it was coming off. But eventually it does dry, and then it just is fine. Today's video is part of a giveaway hop, so if you would like to be entered to win a prize from Cards by Kendra, then you should go down to the description box below and get the Google form and fill that out so that you can be entered to win. The prize is a 1-month membership to Kendra's Patreon at the official patron level. At that level, you will have access to early D-Stash sales. You will have access to bonus printables, a full year of the digital download bonus printables, which are fabulous, as well as other perks and benefits, so be sure to fill out that giveaway form. Also, there is a playlist in the description box, and if you hit that play all button on the playlist, it'll just take you from one designer to the next that is participating in this video hop, and then you will get all the inspiration for Kendra's Card Challenge 18 using Bitty Penny products. Once again, I'm adding basically some shims to the back of my image here so that it layers nice and flat against that little extra piece there I have with the glitter and the strip of paper behind it. The sketch does call for 3 little pieces of embellishment in the top right corner, and I am going to change that to be the top left corner since I turned my sketch vertically instead of horizontally. And rather than using 2 rectangles for my sentiment, I'm just going to cut out a sentiment with a layering shadow and put that at the bottom right corner of my image. For my last sketch, I'm using sketch number 12, and I am actually keeping it pretty much exactly how it shows on the sketch challenge. And I am using some of the Easter Blessings paper, but this is not an Easter card. I realize it is past Easter, but I loved this paper. I just thought it was so gorgeous, and I wanted to use some of it. I decided to use the background layer as the kind of the wood design, and I just thought it was really beautiful. I just added a little bit of gray shading around it, and then added some distress to my layer behind the cross here. And I'm going to the only thing I'm doing different is the size of the image. So it calls for a square in this sketch. However, I am doing a rectangle because of the shape of the image from the Bitty Penny paper. And also, once again, I found some fabulous cardstock that matches, so I was really happy about that. And so I'm just layering everything up here. And normally I would probably cut my squares out behind that, but I think I just got a little bit lazy and didn't want to bother with it this time, but usually I do cut those out of the background so that I don't waste any paper. And then I am using coordinating cardstock from my stash and also some coordinating paper from the Bitty Penny paper pack that goes along with the same colors, and I'm using those for my 3 banners on the front of the card. I did decide to add some matching ink. This is the same color ink that the paper cardstock is, and just to give it a little bit more interest and dimension on the papers, so it wasn't quite so flat looking. I didn't want to pop up any of the banners, but I do believe I go and pop up the cross for a little bit of dimension. The last thing I add is a sentiment strip that came from the Easter Blessings paper pack, and I really love this card. I think it's very beautiful, and I think it could be used for just about anything, definitely not just for Easter. I want to thank our sponsor, Biddy Penny, for donating her supplies. It was very generous of her. And I want to thank you also for being here and watching to the very end. I hope that if you haven't subscribed before, that you would consider subscribing, that you would come back again really soon, and that you would hit that playlist to visit all of the contributors today. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.